Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay this morning. I decided to jump on and do a video. It's funny because I've gotten, I don't know, I think doing videos and stuff now has become so routine because I was actually running some reports on something else, and I was like, this came to my mind. Takeoff came to my mind, and I was like, while I'm thinking about it, let me just stop right here and do a video on this. And I started before I actually started. I started, looking at some videos of Takeoff because I actually, even as it relates to this Takeoff, there are certain situations that really just kind of pull me in. Like I do stories on everybody, but there are certain ones. I don't know why. It's got to be the energy that just kind of pull me. Young Dolph's case is one of them. Of course, you all know that I am very um um I guess, fascinated with seeing young Dolph get justice and seeing everything unfold and watching as the investigators and things of that nature that are working the case work their magic as they have been doing to ensure that young Dolph gets justice. And we see it's starting to unfold. But what kind of bothers me is Takeoff is, of course, he was a rapper, equally famous as Young Dolph. And he has not gotten justice, right? And what's so sad about it is Takeoff was there, you know, and with about 40 people, and it seems to me a lot of those people saw exactly what happened, and there has yet to be an arrest. And in the very beginning I felt like, just listening to the Houston police chief, I kind of felt like there was something funny going on. I knew that it appeared to me that they would really, it would have to be someone that would have to come in to make them get him justice. Okay, just with the way that the police chief was talking about how he wanted to, I just, that really did something to my soul when I heard that police chief say, well, we have a lot of celebrities in this city, and they're good people, and some of them could be good people, and I want to sit down and talk to them about what we can do, what we can come up with. And he talked about how he was friends with some of them, okay, how he knew some of them. So I kind of felt like at that point, just with the way that he was kind of dancing around a lot of issues. And I know that the case was still developing, but I just felt like something was wrong. Instead of him saying, this should not have happened, and he could have said it, but he just kind of was dancing. And the mayor was looking right dead in his face. And I was the one that said from the very start, with the night that he did that press conference, I said, I just don't believe, it's something that's wrong. And I believe that they're in bed with some of these politicians. And sure enough, when I went and did some research, that's exactly what I saw. You know, so it bothers me that a lot of if I feel that some people want to push the narrative that that this was an accident. Now, I mean, there's a 1% chance that it could have been an accident. I don't ever say situations like this where I was not there, that it's 100%. I would be cuckoo to say that, right? But it appears to me that there is a history of this, and we saw the young man. He was going in another direction, and we saw the yellow jacket, okay, that seemed to have been sticking to him like glue, right? And then something happened, and here's the thing: when it happened, you had people that was turned towards him. Okay, so they know exactly what happened, and I see where No, people are trying to say that his Migos bands did it. Hey, there's a one, but hey, I guess there could be a 1% chance, but you know what I saw Migos band standing in front of him. Okay. So me personally, I don't think it was an accident. I think that they was looked at as a lick. Okay. Um just like a lot of some of the people who was initially talking that are not talking now has said, right? That's just what I believe. And I think it's so sad at either way, because even if it was an accidental situation, I'm sure that the police chief, especially since it appears that they don't want to implicate, or they want to protect certain people, in Houston, that's probably, as I have been saying, funding their campaigns. um Police chief and them, they would have been glad to come out and say that Migos fans did it and it was an accident. It was a reckless homicide or whatever. Okay, manslaughter or something like that. They would have been glad to do that. But because there is nothing, that's how you know that there is something. Okay. Um, so me personally, I don't think it was an accident. I don't think that it was an accident, but I think that it is a shame that he is not getting justice. And I see people are starting to twist the narrative as they did in the young Dog's case, and I'm hearing, in other cases also. Okay, but there's nothing to play with when you're talking about human life. Even though he was a famous rapper, he lost his life, and the mere fact that he was the quietest one and he stood off by himself and he was not into it with anybody. Okay. I keep telling you, I know a lot of people don't necessarily care for Whack 100, but Whack 100 had said that someone that was there had told them, okay, that when Quavo got into an argument with whoever he was arguing with, the young man in the yellow, Cam, immediately went and positioned himself on the other side of Takeoff. Hell, we saw that. And then he turned around and popped him immediately. We saw Quavo trying to walk away. And I believe they was looking at them as a lick, and when they wanted to do something to him anyways. And when he walked away, that would have ended that. Why in the world Jay Prince Jr. would have and Jazz would have these low vibrational people around these big celebrities? I don't know. I don't, I don't know. I don't get that. We can't tell people who to be friends with, but when you know what your friends are on, okay, and you know what they do, I can't understand that for the life of me. It's just, when people were saying, well, Quavo was looking at the little dude Cam funny when he was standing at that table. I'm sure these rap dudes amongst each other, they gamble all the time. Okay, with their equals, people who have equally as much money with as them. Of course, Quavo was more than likely looking at this dude looking at this dude funny, because some people you can look at them and tell when, especially if they ain't playing dice, they sitting up watching you, put your money down. I'm sure that Quavo probably had lost more money than whatever he had lost at that game before. So I don't think it had anything to do with the money. I think it had everything to do with them creating an atmosphere so that they could do whatever it was, so they could do exactly what they did. The only problem was they just didn't take Quavo out. It's funny that everybody was shot. That it seems like just about everybody was shot that was with them. Okay. Quavo walked out. I don't think Quavo thought, that his nephew, they would shoot his nephew. I don't think he was thinking, you know. I would never blame him for what happened, but we cannot, as I keep saying, negate the fact that uh, it seems like something happens when these people are playing their dice games with Jay Prince, the elements around Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr. Okay, So the mere fact that, we had so many people there, this young man was assassinated November the 1st. It's November the 18th, and we still have not heard anything. And it just, as in my opinion, I don't believe, okay, that he was, um, that it was an accident. Now, I've been hearing reports of his family, his mother and them, his aunts and stuff. They are demanding some justice, okay? And that's how you know that it was not, okay, an accident. His family is demanding justice, okay? That within itself should probably, especially since you had Migos bands and Quavo and all of them there, and other their assistants or whatever was shot, but they, fortunately for them, they survived the shots. They was there. They was there in that atmosphere. So just because they have not verbalized it to us, of course, I'm sure Quavo and them have verbalized it to their sister, to his sister, what has happened. I'm sure that they have verbalized that to the Houston Police Department, which is more than likely why his mom and his aunt is demanding justice. Okay, but I called it when that police chief did that conference. I said that police chief ain't right, and the mayor ain't either. He's sitting up talking about going to the people who was there and seemed to have been involved in the assassination of this man, talking about a kumbaya. It's something ain't right about that. Okay. So I think the same way that the good thing about it is you see a lot of people that's giving this attention, and I hope they don't fall back. I really hope that people keep the same fascination with his case until there is some justice, as they have done with other cases. Okay, because me personally, I just don't believe that it was an accident. Okay, I was told that they were supposed to take both of them out. Okay, and that sounds about right. It sounds about right, no matter what Quavo said, because dudes, when they play basketball, they be in the heat of the moment. They'll get to arguing, and because most men are very competitive. Okay, but it was obvious that Quavo had felt disrespected. But whatever it was that was going on, he tried to walk away, and some of these dime store hoods didn't want to see that because they already had a plan for him. Okay, they already was looking at him as a lick. But my thing is, why couldn't Jay Prince? What is the need in having little dudes around you that you can't control? Because if you can't control them, then you might become a lick to them. Most people, that supposedly got as money that they claim Jay Prince Jr. have. I don't know what he got. I know his daddy has had a lot of money at one time. Okay, they don't put hitters around them that could make them the prey. Okay, the hitters are around them because they are benefiting some kind of way monetarily. It seems like to me that he is putting prey in front of them. So that's another, it could be another form of payment. Hell, I don't know. But I just can't see Jay Prince, who supposedly who wants to who claims he's a gangster. He wants to model himself as a gangster, allowing little dudes to be around him that he can't control. Okay. Not to mention, they say Lil Cam left there with Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. kind of let us know what he was on when he walked past Takeoff like he was nothing. So when his mother and his aunt started demanding justice, that's when damn well Quavo talked to his sister, all the other people that was there with them. They've talked to the police. They probably thought that there would have been an arrest by now. See, I don't buy into that. Well, how come they ain't said nothing to the public? Them folks Quavo don't owe me or anybody else anything. He's talking to the right people when he's talking to his sister and the authorities in Houston about what happened to his nephew. Okay. And so when I saw that his aunt and his mother was demanding some justice, that's when I knew for a fact that it wasn't an accident. Because if it had been Migos bands, with the way the love relationship that the Houston mayor and the Houston police chief seem to have for the princess, it appears to me, they would have been glad to eliminate them and say that it was an accident and Migos bands. It was a careless situation that his own man's did it to eliminate whoever is funding the mayor's campaign, because he want them out so he could constantly get campaign money. And I found out the mayor, before he became the mayor, he's a lawyer. And so he had been a representative in Houston for many years. I know over 20. And so I say all the time, because my dad was an elected official, power corrupts. It is good when you start getting politicians and they start playing musical chairs. You have to be very careful with that, especially if their track record is not that good in the past. They'll stay in a position for a very, very long time. Okay. And then they'll start, they'll run for another position. And then if that position is term limited, it don't seem like the representative position is term limited, but he felt like it was better opportunity, more power if he became the mayor, more than likely. Okay. I'm sure he had exhausted what all of his means on, as far as getting perks and things of that nature with being a representative. So he became the mayor, and I'm sure, probably because most mayors positions are term limited. So he probably has about 2 terms. I don't know what Houston's laws are or policies are or whatever as it relates to that, but most mayors positions are term limited. They get to run 2 times and then they can't run anymore. Okay. And so now he's the mayor, and I'm sure when he's termed out on that, he's going to be looking at something else if he's not stopped. Okay. And so, as I said before, as I said in the very beginning, when this happened, what happens is they get in bed with these people with money so that they can get money. It takes money to run, it takes money to buy TV advertisements so people can see you, signs to put in yards. That shit ain't cheap. So a lot of times when they're hungry and they're very ambitious and they have an agenda anyways, they're power hungry, they get in bed with a lot of these people that's doing crime, a lot of these drug dealers, a lot of these people that are committing crime, because they give them they donate large sums of money to their campaign so that they can buy all that stuff, and they tell them, I'm gonna take care of you. Now we understand why Duke the Jeweler's case is still unsolved. Because it seems to me that the mayor and the police chief has to do what the mayor tells him to do, because the mayor appoints the police chief. That's who he answers to. And so it seems to me that the mayor and the police chief does not have an interest in solving any cases that might surround certain people. Okay. That's what it seems. Okay. So justice for Takeoff. No, I don't think that it was an accident at all. And my prayers go out to his family. And as I said before, I think the Houstonians need to, because there's some corruption. I had started just doing a little research. I stay busy a lot because I be from one thing to the other. Okay. And I be trying to get a video in. I be wanting to do more research, but I have to, I have a life outside of YouTube also. So I started just immediately, probably last week, I just started scratching the surface as it relates to that Houston mayor. And I was able to pull up some stuff as it relates to corruption. All I did was just got a pen and paper and just started doing some research. And immediately I saw it. Okay. Immediately. Okay. But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. justice for Takeoff, and we want answers too. Just like his parents want answers, his family who loves him, he did not deserve that. He didn't deserve it. Just because they looked at him as a lick, he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve that. There was nothing that Quavo could have said that the Quavo was not a threat to them at all. He was leaving that mess right where it was. They didn't want him to leave because he was a lick too. They looked at him as a lick too. And a lot of these celebrities have to be, because if you look at Lil Cam's page, I don't know if he's taking it down. You have to be careful because a lot of times when these celebrities are on TV, there are a lot of mentally demented people. And it seems to me that Lil Cam didn't care for Takeoff. He was always comparing him to, see, a lot of times people, when they don't like you, it's because they like you, but they obsessed with you, and so they hate you. That's why you have to be really, really careful about certain people. You never know what's going on in a person's mind. But he was always comparing Takeoff to one, I believe Lil Baby was his favorite rapper or something like that. And then he would say, well, here's a verse where finally Takeoff sound okay. You know, this is the type of stuff that people do as it relates to celebrities. My rapper, the one I love the best, which is Lil Baby, he sound better than Takeoff. He probably liked Takeoff's flow and the fact that Takeoff might have sound better to him, but he liked Lil Baby a little bit more. And so he, in his mind, he kind of pitted them against each other and came up with this hate for Takeoff. That's why celebrities have to be careful, because people become obsessed and fascinated with you. And it happens to regular people too. People just start watching you and they'll start trying to attack you if they can, because it is that obsession in their minds, because they got some type of sick obsession with you. And if they could take you out, they will. Okay. And so I know that they was comfortable because they've had hung out. I saw all the way back. People say it was further than 2018, but I saw 2018 that they would be in Houston kind of hanging out with them. So I'm sure they thought that they were safe and they wouldn't have been looked at as a lick. Okay. So I want to say, I'm going to cut this short, but I want to say rest in peace to Takeoff. We want justice for Takeoff, and I don't believe that it was an accident. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I want my old subscribers to know that I appreciate you so much. My new subscribers, I appreciate you so much. I truly adore you guys. My subscribers mean a lot to me. It makes me so happy that you're continually subscribing to my channel. So please, and I see where I slightly still have more unsubscribers that come to my page. Ain't that something? The numbers are still high, and it's consistent on my videos where people that come and watch my stuff are unsubscribers. I know a lot of people like to steal information and then try to tweak it a little bit. That's what people do when they're unoriginal. Okay? But those that's truly coming over here, some people just forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I ain't talking about the crumb snatchers. I know they ain't gonna hit it. They come to snatch up something. Okay? And try to tweak it. But those who forget, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Get some originality. I'm talking about to the crumb snatchers. And hit the like button. It helps the video to circulate. And also, if you would like to support the channel, you can do the super thanks at the bottom of the video, or you can do it via Cash App. I want you guys to know I truly adore you so much. I'm talking about all of my subscribers. I really do. I want you guys to have a good day.